my goodness. Get in here, get in here. I got a video and it states that Blue Ivy, Jay-Z's daughter, is testifying against him. What in the world is going on? Hey, I'm not making this up. This is what it's saying. I'm shocked my darn self. What is going on? We have been hearing reports. Blue Ivy, she's been running away. Blue Ivy going to the police office. Blue Ivy finding information, questioning, is Kathy White her biological mom? Blue Ivy, honey, that's all the town has been talking about. They are saying that Blue Ivy, she don't even want to dress as sexy and grown up. That's Beyonce and Jay-Z doing, grooming her, pushing her to be Hollywood, girl. Y'all got to watch this video in entirety. I got to hear what's going on. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I'm concerned and I am worried because we know Jay-Z likes him young. Foxy Brown, young. Remember, he had Foxy Brown at 14, 15, talking about all type of freaky stuff. Aaliyah, he wanted her when she was young, okay? That 13-year-old that accused him of doing what he did, she was young. And you know, they say Blue Ivy is 13. I'm concerned, okay? And let's not forget, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, all hang out together. And didn't R. Kelly get accused? His own daughter, R. Kelly's own daughter, came out and said that R. Kelly was touching on her, okay, when she was a minor. All these men hang out together, honey. They even saying that Diddy has been touching on some of them boys. Girl, what do y'all think? Y'all got to watch this video. Enough of me talking. Watch this video, okay? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. Come on now.
Brought you on to speak on Diddy. And it seemed that as if your focus turned to Jay-Z, his wife.
That's always been my focus.
Yes. What?
They're one and the same. Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
Saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter jelly time?
And jelly. Because everything that he said, denouncing me, and then confirming me, and then talking about, that all happened a day before the report about the 9-year-old boy was released. And before people started confirming that the video that was being shopped around was Bieber and Diddy.
I just want to tell Jaguar, right? Be careful. She just went on Piers Morgan. Beyonce and Jay-Z sent Piers Morgan a cease and desist. Made Piers Morgan publicly apologize.
He further warned.
Today, it's about to get dangerous for a lot of people. So if you out here doing what you're doing, because y'all not me. So you better be on your P's and Q's. It's about to get ugly. This is when people start to turn up dead right now. Keep that in mind.
Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement. Yeah. He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to the evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right? More than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, that there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right? In addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right? That she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to...
He brought you on to speak on Diddy, and it seemed that as if your focus turned to Jay-Z, his wife.
That's always been my focus.
Yes. What?
They're one and the same. Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
You're saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter jelly time?
And jelly. Because everything that he said, denouncing me and then confirming me and then talking about, that all happened a day before the report about the 9-year-old boy was released. And before people started confirming that the video that was being shopped around was Bieber and Diddy.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he's a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him.
Oh, honey, Jay-Z, the king of the game in both music and business, is now caught up in a mess that could mess up his whole empire. A lawsuit has hit the man like a ton of bricks, accusing him of some serious misconduct with a minor. And baby, the whole entertainment world is shook. Fans are left gasping, and now people are looking at his entire legacy with side-eye. But wait, Diddy, who's been staying in the headlines himself for all the wrong reasons, didn't stay quiet. He came for Jay-Z's neck, accusing the Roc Nation boss of not just knowing about shady stuff going down, but maybe even being involved. Oh, this drama's getting thicker by the minute, with two of hip-hop's biggest names tangled up in a mess that's only getting worse. For Jay-Z, who's built his empire on calculated moves, charity, and business smarts, this is a whole new level of crisis. Known for staying cool and calculated, sources close to him are saying the man is mad as hell behind the scenes. But trust, he ain't going down without a fight. He's putting together a top-tier legal squad to clear his name and protect everything he's worked for.
These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many people does he have to be aware of before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me. I'm trying to move beyond Diddy. I'm Love now.
Yeah.
He was like, Jay-Z would try to...
God's eye, calling that other than anything that he did love. Brother love. What kind of love? Baby oil love. Baby love. Baby love, explicit love, hey! They never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Oh man, it's different now.
These lyrics are all hitting different right now. All that people talking about, father, all kinds of stuff.
So let's just start with Piers Morgan, because there's a headline that went out that was very powerful that people are running with, where it says, Jay-Z is the real monster. Now, before you speak on it, to even get to Piers Morgan, can you explain how that took place and why even take that interview to go forward?
Well, excuse me. I can't say that I sought it out because I didn't. Truth is we didn't see it coming. But I have to credit Odell.
Easy.
My love. I have to credit him because since we've combined and joined forces and become a hell of an investigative journalism team. See, I'm the content, I'm the passion, I'm the voice. I'm also the brain, but I do too much by myself. That's the brain. That's the administry. That's the blood. And there were so many people that hacked into so many of my accounts. People didn't even know how to get in touch with me anymore. And Odell created that lane. And they reached out to him. Piers Morgan's producers called him directly. And We talked about it briefly, and I said, we have to do it. We have to. Because the one thing I know about Piers Morgan is he is smart prey. And not only is he smart prey, he is a great conductor of information. He also vets things. Vicious. And I want to thank you for that. Because if my word is good enough to make it through Piers Morgan's firewall of please don't sue me, and I guess he just vetted me for every ounce of real life content on this couch. We thank you for that.
The fallout from this lawsuit could be absolutely game-changing. Jay-Z has spent years building himself into not just a music icon, but a global mogul, a cultural titan. His empire, stretching across music, fashion, sports, and even social justice, has made him the epitome of success and influence. But now, with these explosive allegations hanging over his head, every corner of his kingdom is under the microscope. For those who might not know, Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs are both named in a refiled civil lawsuit that accuses them of mistreating a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Initially filed back in October, the lawsuit got an update and was resubmitted in New York on Sunday, with Jay-Z added to the list of defendants. The plaintiff, now an adult living in Alabama, claims she endured a horrific assault that has left her scarred for life emotionally. According to the lawsuit, the girl, eager to experience the VMAs even though she didn't have a ticket, made her way to New York City in hopes of getting in. While hanging around outside the venue, she was allegedly approached by a limo driver who claimed to be working for Diddy. He offered her a chance to attend an exclusive after-party, and she, unknowingly stepping into danger, accepted. The driver supposedly told her that he worked for Combs and that the mogul had a thing for younger girls, saying she fit what Diddy was looking for. Before this encounter, the girl claimed she'd been trying to sneak into the VMAs, standing outside Radio City Music Hall, and approaching limousines carrying VIPs. The lawsuit claims that the limo driver took the girl to a private location, where she was allegedly asked to sign something she thought was a non-disclosure agreement. After that, she was handed a drink that she believes was spiked, according to the complaint. Once inside, things reportedly took a dark turn. The girl claims she was mistreated by both Jay-Z and Diddy, describing it as an ordeal that left her scarred for life. According to the plaintiff, Combs approached her with a wild look in his eyes, allegedly telling her, "You ready to party?" Things escalated quickly from there. The lawsuit states that Combs then allegedly threw her against a wall, causing her to crash to the ground. As she tried to get up, Combs allegedly grabbed her again and threw her onto a bed. The complaint goes on to say that shortly after, Jay-Z removed her clothes and held her down, assaulting her while both Combs and a well-known female celebrity allegedly watched. Once Jay-Z finished, the plaintiff claims it was Combs' turn, with Jay-Z and the female celebrity still there, watching. In a public statement, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, has called the accusations an attempt at blackmail. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team has flat out denied the claims, calling them false and defamatory.
He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people."
Now, despite all the denial talk, this lawsuit is stirring up some serious heat and bringing back old rumors of S in the music game. Both Jay-Z and Diddy are now under a microscope, with the public and the courts ready to drag them through the mud. This refiled lawsuit could seriously shake up the legacies of two of the most powerful names in hip-hop. As the case moves forward, it's clear these men are in deep careers, reputations, and public images on the line. The lawsuit details a wild situation, starting with the plaintiff trying to chat with several celebrities at the event, but eventually accepting a drink from one of the waitresses who was working the crowd. She says she started feeling dizzy and lightheaded after sipping the drink and decided to find a place to lie down. She walked into a room with a bed, and not long after, allegedly Jay-Z, Diddy, and some unnamed celebrity woman entered. The lawsuit claims a horrifying series of events followed. Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, allegedly pinned the woman down and S her, with Diddy and the other female celeb just watching. It doesn't stop there. The suit goes on to say that Diddy took his turn with the woman, and Jay-Z, along with the mystery woman, apparently just stood by. To make matters worse, Diddy supposedly tried to force the woman into performing oral S on him. The lawsuit goes on to say she fought back, even throwing a punch in a desperate attempt to break free. After grabbing her clothes and wrapping them around herself, she bolted. What's really disturbing here is that, despite the party still being live with other guests, No one seemed to notice her panic or make a move to help her. This detail paints a chilling picture of how people just turned a blind eye, letting the plaintiff deal with the whole nightmare alone in her most vulnerable moment. The story doesn't get any easier. After she escaped the house, the lawsuit claims she somehow managed to get dressed, then ran to a gas station she remembered from the drive-in. The clerk, noticing how shaken up she was, reportedly let her use the phone. The plaintiff allegedly called her father, who rushed to get her. That was the end of what she describes as the most traumatizing night of her life, one that left scars that'll never fade. Now grown, she's taking legal action, asking for unspecified damages, and aiming to hold Jay-Z, Diddy, and anyone else involved accountable for what happened. Her suit pulls back the curtain on the shady power plays, exploitation, and neglect that let that horror unfold with no one stepping in or facing any consequences. In response, Carter fired back with a statement. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt, called a demand letter, from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable, the statement added.
Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement. He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to the evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right? More than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, that there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right? In addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right? That she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to the level of criminality.
In a statement dropped on X, Jay-Z said these nasty accusations are going to impact his whole family, including his 12-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy, and his 7-year-old twins, Rumi and Sir, who, of course, he shares with his superstar wife, Beyonce. My only heartbreak is for my family, he said. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people, the rapper added. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. In a letter sent Monday to the judge overseeing the case, an attorney for Carter wrote, for the avoidance of doubt, Mr. Carter is entirely innocent. This is a shakedown. He is not mentioned, referenced, or implicated in any way in the criminal investigation of Mr. Combs. He is neither a target nor a person of interest in that investigation.
And Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do.
The legal drama took another wild twist when a letter was sent pushing for an urgent hearing to strip the plaintiff of her anonymity. This move, likely trying to shake up the credibility of her claims, comes with the pressure building and eyes on the situation. Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, hit up a federal court in New York, asking them to toss the case altogether and make the accuser's name public for all to see. Mr. Carter deserves to know the identity of the person who is effectively accusing him in sensationalized, publicity-hunting fashion of criminal conduct. demanding massive financial compensation and tarnishing a reputation earned over decades, the filing stated. It added that the campaign was cynical and calculated to force payment of an exorbitant sum of money. Defendant would have to pay X millions of dollars irrespective of the truth. Or else, Spiro wrote in the court filing, when the defendant refused to pay and instead took measures to establish his innocence, this unnamed plaintiff and her self-promoting counsel, whose name has been splashed across headlines and press conferences under auspices of representing her, went to extraordinary lengths to shut down fair defense. But those efforts, too, failed. The filing went on to say it's pretty doubtful the court will actually take away the plaintiff's anonymity, and honestly, for good reason. The risks of exposing her identity go way beyond what we usually see in these high-profile lawsuits. Jay-Z isn't just some regular defendant. He's a global music mogul with a fortune, power, and influence that's unmatched. If they take away her anonymity, the plaintiff could be looking at serious trouble, from intimidation to blackmail, or even being pressured to take hush money to keep quiet. Power plays are at the heart of this case, and revealing her identity could open the door to some serious retaliation. Big names like Jay-Z have the kind of resources that could turn public opinion, cover up evidence, or bully accusers into falling in line. While there's no proof this will happen, the fact that it could is exactly why her anonymity needs to stay locked down. Keeping her identity safe gives her a shot at justice without worrying about personal harm or being dragged through the mud by powerful forces. Given the sensitive nature of the allegations and how victims often get the backlash in these situations, the court is probably going to prioritize her safety and emotional health over Jay-Z's need for transparency. Meanwhile, Tini Geragos, Diddy's lawyer, came out swinging with a fiery response to the lawsuit. This amended complaint and the recent extortion lawsuit against Mr. Busby exposes his barrage of lawsuits against Mr. Combs for what they are: shameless publicity stunts designed to extract payments from celebrities who fear having lies spread about them, just as lies have been spread about Mr. Combs. The statement reiterated Combs' staunch denial of the allegations, emphasizing his belief in the judicial process. As his legal team has said before, Mr. Combs has full confidence in the facts and the integrity of the judicial process. In court, the truth will prevail that Mr. Combs never asks or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. Geragos came out strong with a fiery declaration. This bold move shows just how hard Combs' legal team is ready to fight back as they try to tear down the accusations against him. By pushing to expose the plaintiff's identity, they're making it clear they're going all in to challenge the story laid out in the lawsuit. But making this move could stir up some serious ethical and legal issues, possibly shifting the direction of the case and how the public sees it. The drama reached a new level when, last month, attorney Tony Busby was hit with a lawsuit from an anonymous male celebrity who claims Busby tried to extort money from him by threatening to accuse him of false S allegations, charges the celeb is adamant he didn't do. Busby fired back hard, calling these accusations baseless and vicious. He didn't respond right away to CBS News' request for a comment, leaving the public to gossip and guess about what's really going on. But, in a bold move of his own, Busby took to X on Sunday night, making a wild accusation of his own. He's claiming that Jay-Z, or as he put it, Sean Carter, is the one behind the anonymous lawsuit aimed at him. This accusation is just another twist in this already messy legal showdown, with Busby pointing the finger at the music mogul while still sticking to his guns, denying any involvement in the extortion claims. The back and forth is only turning up the heat, drawing more eyes to the tangled mess of lawsuits and countersuits that now have multiple big names caught in the crossfire. But what Busby conveniently left out in his statement is that my firm sent a demand letter to his lawyer on behalf of an alleged victim, who never asked for a dime. All she wanted was private mediation. Busby went on to say, "Since I sent that letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter hasn't just sued me. He's been trying to bully and intimidate both me and this plaintiff. But it's only made things worse. She's stronger than ever. I'm incredibly proud of her strength." Busby also wrote on Instagram that there has been a coordinated and aggressive effort against him that has included filing frivolous cases against me and my law firm, defaming me with outrageous assertions to anyone who will listen, and having mysterious people follow me and my family. In his statement on Instagram, Busby continued to assert his confidence in the truth, writing, "People will see through this effort to discredit me and my clients, and the truth will be revealed. I also won't allow anyone to scare my clients into silence." Busby's words show he's ready to stand firm, refusing to back down against all this legal heat and the allegations stacking up against him. He's positioning himself as a loyal defender of his clients, even as the drama intensifies. Meanwhile, Sean Diddy Combs is in even deeper trouble. He's currently locked up in New York, awaiting trial on federal charges of mistreating and trafficking, adding a whole new level of seriousness to the already boiling legal firestorm. His attempts to get bail have been shot down again and again, only making his situation messier and his public image even worse. As these high-profile cases continue to unfold, The stakes are rising fast for Combs, Busby, and everyone else caught up in the chaos, with more jaw-dropping revelations and courtroom drama sure to come. Combs was arrested back in September and slapped with some heavy charges, including trafficking, racketeering, and transporting people to engage in trafficking acts. Prosecutors are accusing him of using his massive business empire to run and cover up these alleged trafficking operations over a long period of time. These charges are painting a downright disturbing picture of systemic exploitation and control, making Combs's already chaotic legal battles even more complicated. Even with these serious accusations, Combs is standing firm with a not guilty plea. His legal team has been loud and clear, denying any wrongdoing, claiming these accusations are flat-out lies designed to ruin his reputation. But as he faces these weighty allegations, his entire future, personally and professionally, is hanging by a thread, with the case likely to stay in the public eye as it moves through the courts. As the drama heats up, there's talk swirling that Diddy might try to throw some of the blame on Jay-Z to lighten his own load and maybe soften the blow at trial. If Combs can convince the court that he and Jay-Z were both equally involved, or even make Jay-Z out to be the ringleader, it could spread the guilt around and possibly ease his own consequences. This kind of strategy isn't new when multiple big names are involved, especially with stakes as high as these. By dragging Jay-Z deeper into it, Combs might be trying to create reasonable doubt about his own role, pushing the idea that the responsibility isn't all on him. Plus, if he can make Jay-Z look like a co-defendant just as guilty, or worse, it could shift how the public sees things, and, more importantly, make the judge consider Combs' actions in a broader light, instead of focusing on isolated incidents. For Combs, this move could pay off in two major ways. First, it takes some of the heat off him, muddying the waters of the narrative and making it harder for people to focus solely on him. Second, it opens the door for possible negotiations, where Diddy could spill the tea on Jay-Z's alleged involvement in exchange for a sweeter deal, think lighter sentences or a plea bargain. But this game plan isn't without serious risks. If the court catches wind of him trying to shift blame in a shady or desperate way, it could blow up in his face, wrecking his credibility even more. Still, with so much at stake, it's looking more and more like Diddy's gonna try to push some of that weight onto Jay-Z as the case drags on. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Jay-Z's been hit with heavy accusations. For years, singer Jaguar Wright has been spilling the tea, claiming there are dark, twisted secrets lurking in the music industry. She's been pretty vocal, insisting that both Jay-Z and Diddy were deep in the mess. According to her, Jay-Z wasn't just a bystander. She's convinced he was right in the thick of it, playing an active role in the troubling activities. Back in the day, people didn't give Wright the time of day. They labeled her as bitter or attention-seeking, brushing off her claims no matter how detailed and convincing they were. Even as she tried to shine a light on what she saw as exploitation by the industry's bigwigs, most of her words went straight into the void, ignored by the masses. But now, with these fresh allegations surfacing, Wright's past warnings are looking harder to ignore. The eerie similarities between her story and the claims popping up in court today are raising eyebrows. Makes you wonder, were the accusations against Jay-Z always simmering beneath the surface, just waiting for someone to finally listen? Wright's saga is a harsh reminder of how the powerful keep their skeletons locked away, while those who try to expose them get hushed or dismissed. This case could finally force people to look harder at Jay-Z's past and ask whether the red flags were waving all along. Recently, Wright sparked a storm online with some explosive allegations against Jay-Z and Beyoncé during her interview on Piers Morgan Uncensored in October. Her bombshell comments dropped as she was talking about Diddy's ongoing legal mess after his arrest.
I asked you this last time, and Piers Morgan said it. They're not here to defend themselves. Do you think the Carters will speak about any of this at all? Do you just feel that they'll make any statement about what's going on?
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great with Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's going to be indicted for anything she was saying. These are criminals.
For 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters.
Morgan eventually had to backpedal and apologize for Wright's explosive statements, but the damage was done. Her claims are still stirring up major conversations. Then, in an October 23, 2024 interview with Cam Capone News, former celebrity bodyguard BigHomie.cc jumped in with his 2 cents. He made it clear that, Despite all the controversy, Wright has serious street cred as a songwriter for some of the biggest names in the game, which definitely gives her words some weight. The interview reignited the debate over Wright's history of calling out shady behavior in the music industry, leaving a lot of people wondering if there's more truth to her accusations than the industry's been willing to admit. Homie.cc pointed out that, despite her heavy contributions, Wright never got the credit she deserved on certain projects. He gave her major props in the interview, calling out her unfiltered comments and saying,
I just want to tell Jaguar Wright, be careful. She just went on Piers Morgan. Beyonce and Jay-Z sent Piers Morgan a cease and desist. Made Piers Morgan publicly apologize.
He further warned,
today, it's about to get dangerous for a lot of people, so if you out here doing what you're doing, because y'all not me. So you better be on your P's and Q's. It's about to get ugly. This is when people start to turn up dead right now. Keep that in mind.
Wright also dropped a bombshell on Uncensored, suggesting that Jay-Z and Beyonce might have hurt others the same way Diddy allegedly did. When the interviewer brought up the lack of concrete evidence, Homie didn't hold back, firing back that calling them monsters was straight up disrespectful.
I'm a monster though. So like all of that type of stuff, I can't really, I only speak on the things I know I can verify as facts. Like when it comes to them having hundreds of victims and stuff like that, I can't confirm none of that.
In her recent appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored, Jaguar Wright made some jaw-dropping claims about Jay-Z and Beyonce, alleging that she knows 3 people ready to step up as their victims. Wright didn't pull any punches, calling the power couple a nasty little duo, and accusing them of some seriously disturbing behavior.
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things. Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
Wright's statement hit hard, sparking immediate attention and backlash, reigniting discussions about the darker side of the music biz. But when she brought up Aaliyah, a figure with her own tragic and controversial history, it added an eerie twist to her already chilling claims. Whether these accusations will lead to legal action or provoke a response from Jay-Z and Beyonce remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, Wright's comments have definitely got people talking and raising eyebrows. Things took a wild turn when Wright appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored. And reportedly, Jay-Z stepped in to have a whole segment pulled from the broadcast and pressured Morgan to apologize publicly. At first, Jay-Z's reaction seemed like overkill to some, but with the recent allegations coming to light, it's starting to make sense why he might have been so heated. Wright's bold claims about Jay-Z and Beyonce, including the bombshell that she knows 3 potential victims ready to come forward, could have struck a nerve. Her accusations painted a damning picture of the couple's alleged behavior, one that might have hit a little too close to home for Jay-Z. By trying to shut down the conversation, Jay-Z's actions have only made Wright's accusations harder to ignore. What seemed like sensationalism before is now gaining serious weight, leaving people questioning if there's more truth to Wright's words than anyone was willing to admit. If anything, Jay-Z's attempt to silence the narrative might have backfired, sparking even more curiosity and making people wonder what he's really trying to cover up. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts below and let us know.
Girl, it's so much truth in this video. And I know some of you guys gonna say, no, trust me. All these news outlets, CNN, Fox News, they're not gonna waste their time on bull crap and lies. He have done that. Jay-Z have done it. Diddy have done that, okay? Why would they waste their time when there's so much news to talk about some fake news? Nah, it's real. It's real. And we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Messy Sweet Spot, and I'll see y'all on the next upload.